Hey guys, welcome to another F1 2020 My Team video. It's been a while. Obviously, as you know, I've been away, but we're back on stream right now. And obviously recording a YouTube video at the same time. We are in Italy. It should be, and generally is, one of the quickest races in the calendar. Both average speed-wise, the highest on the calendar, and duration-wise, again, the shortest on the calendar. This and Austria, two of the shortest. 53 laps sounds a lot, but when you're only doing, when it only takes like a minute and a few seconds to do a lap, it's actually a very quick Grand Prix. So it's our final opportunity to win our rivalry with Pierre Gasly. He is 1 point ahead of us. We have to try and outdo him in qualifying, probably, to ensure that we stand a chance. If we don't outdo him in qualifying, he may pit me before we even get to the race. We're going to have relatively fresh parts in for the Grand Prix. We'll put those in after practice, of course, but we'll jump to practice now. We don't yet have any new parts for this weekend. We should be getting some for the next race weekend. I'll show you the R&D in progress there. So we should be getting the rear downforce for the next Grand Prix in Singapore, and then after that, the engine power should go up for, I believe it's Japan after Singapore. I might be mistaken. Our progress has taken an upturn, though, as you can see there, and we are slightly closer to Haas, Renault, McLaren, AlphaTauri, and Haas, Renault, McLaren, AlphaTauri, and Alfa Romeo. We're all kind of in a cluster right together. So we could finish 20th. We could finish 8th. Who knows? Who knows? We've been in good form-ish relatively recently. 8th in Austria, 16th in Silverstone, which was unfortunate. 14th in Hungary, though it could very well have been 12th if there were a couple of other laps. And 13th in Belgium after some indifferent weather conditions. So hoping for a better performance in Italy and fingers crossed some points, although we don't have the most powerful engine. So we'll wait and see how it goes. But I'm going to cut here for the YouTube video. Do make sure you drop the video a like if you enjoy and subscribe to the channel and follow the Twitch channel to watch these live. But for now, it's time to concentrate on practice, concentrate on the stream, and I'll see you on YouTube in a moment. Right, so we're changing all of the old bits for new bits now. That's where you can see the component replacement timer ticking down. We were great in everything other than quali pace, which doesn't necessarily bode well, but as we say, we've got some much fresher parts going in now. So fingers crossed we will have the power when it comes to quali to qualify well. We got 450-ish something resource points of a potential 550-ish, I think. So we did quite well. We got purple in everything other than tyres and fuel, and obviously failed the quali pace. So see what we can do. Complete three clean laps at Italy. We've been able to at least get back there. We unfortunately don't get first in session, so we won't get the boost from that with regards our sponsors. And obviously we're not going to come first in any other session moving forward. So certainly it's not going to happen for us to get some extra money there. Fingers crossed we can get ourselves a decent qualifying performance, although I'm not sure how well it's actually going to go, but we shall wait and see. I'm going to try and qualify about 18th or 19th if we can. We're going to sim the rest of the practice sessions. We'll double check before we head to qualifying that the fresh parts are in, or fresher parts are in, and then try and qualify as high as we can. Expecting this to be about a 120.5, 120.7. 120.7. So there is about a second more in the car than we had in practice because of the fresher parts, which is good news. And there is more time to find in that lap because I certainly made a couple of mistakes. So we're about 0.3 up. Qualifying is now complete. The checker flag has fallen. I got that awfully wrong, horribly wrong. Piss. I was up on Grosjean by 0.2. I just balls the entirety of the Ascari chicane up. It's cost me everything. That's my fault. That's my fault. 19th, which is about where the qualifying practice program said that we should qualify, but I made a mistake on that lap. Made a big mistake on that lap. We could have been 0.3 faster than that, which would have put us around about P16. Nick De Vries is through, though, which is great news. Pierre Gasly also beats me. He might now have trumped me in the rivalry. I'm not sure now.
Let's have your take on it.
It wasn't a good day today, actually.
Who would you say is your biggest rival at the
I
moment?
could pick my next rival. Ocon, Norris, no. Gasly's high difficulty. Ricciardo, I'm going to say Ocon.
Was today a good day for you?
I'm not happy with my performance.
What could have gone better?
I don't want to say anything about any of those, to be honest. I'll say no comment.
Appreciate your time.
Fletcher, thank you very much for the subscription, my man. Following and then subscribing with Twitch Prime immediately. That is top support. Thank you, bro. And Esteban. Oh, we've already lost the rivalry then. It's not even counted the rivalry with Pierre Gasly. It said one race remaining, but it hasn't shown us what the outcome of that one was, so I must just have lost it. I must have just lost it. Oh well. It's race time now then. Oh, driver retirement. Morning. Here's some interesting news from the paddock for you. Looks like Sebastian Vettel is going to be retiring from the sport soon. We'll keep you posted if we hear anything further. So, Seb is going to retire at the end of the year. That's the only one we've seen. So I imagine that means that Kimi isn't retiring. I know some people have had Kimi retire and maybe Grosjean retire as well. But it looks like, at least for the time being, just Seb is going to retire at the end of the season. So there will be a spot open at Ferrari. Obviously, in real life, Carlos Sainz is going to Ferrari. Oh, yeah, Kimi in Season 2, did you, Sin? There you go. Oh, Kimi in Season 1 for Ryan. And then Seb in Season 2 there too. Thank you for the follow, Ewan. Right then, let's see what we can do strategy-wise. We know there's more time in the car because I made a mistake on my quali lap. We're starting 17th despite qualifying 19th. So there have been a couple of penalties behind us. We should be okay for fuel. And, I mean, it makes sense to just stick with what's there, to be honest. Soft, soft, medium. Racing against Ocon, that's a decent start for us. A really good start. We're out of the blocks and alongside of McLaren already. I can't move further right, though, because he's still there. And we're going to brake now. And we may have made a couple of places here on the first corner. Try to sit right behind Carlos Sainz here. Do have a car on my inside, so I can't close the gap yet. It's Alex Albon in the Red Bull. You would imagine him to be faster. Use a little bit my overtake button. So qualified 19th, started 17th and up to 16th after the first couple of corners. And, well, that's the first, I think it may even be the first time this entire season we've started a Grand Prix and not had to flashback at all. So progress being made all round. Norris and Magnussen were having a big old battle behind us. A huge battle behind us.
That's a decent start.
And it's opened up a massive gap there already, which is good news for us. I need to not do that too much. Otherwise it's going to kill my rear tyres and my chance of sticking with those in front. Now those in front are faster cars than me. In fact, I think one of the cars that had a penalty was my teammate, Nick De Vries. I think he started behind me, didn't he? He did. He started last. So Nick De Vries has taken a massive penalty. Grosjean qualified ahead of me as well, so he's taken a penalty too. And I believe Lando... No, must have been Magnussen. But everybody's starting on the soft, I think. Oh no, Valtteri was able to qualify through Q2 into Q3 on the mediums, and he's held on to first place as well. That could be huge for Valtteri. Valtteri going longer in his first stint to be quicker at the end of the Grand Prix. That will probably win him the race. Try and stick up the inside of Alex Albon here. Leave him racing room. Bit of overtake button to get away, and we're up into P15. It's been a good first lap for us. Do need to manage the gap, though, to those in front to ensure that we don't fall too far behind for next lap for when DRS is available. There's a yellow flag behind me, I think. Oh, no! Sebastian Vettel's in the wall!
Okay, clear.
Sebastian Vettel is in the wall! What's happened there? I've probably not paused it at the right point. Seb is in the wall. Has he dropped it? On his own there, Sebastian Vettel has Spinella'd it. Heavy over the curb, drops it, spins, and into the wall and losing his front wing. Absolute Spinella. Sebastian Vettel, I mean, he should be able to reverse away there and get himself out. He has to... Whoa, that's unsafe. Look, the Haas is still there, and he's starting to reverse just as the Haas is going past. No need for a VSC. The stewards should be able to recover the debris before we get back round to that. But Sebastian Vettel, who's just announced it... Oh, no. Sebastian Vettel... Oh, that's my fault. That's my fault. That's my fault. I should get a penalty for that. I should get a penalty for that. I'm not going to flashback. I didn't actually want to flashback there. What I wanted to do is have a look at the race... No! Race director to see if I'd actually picked up a penalty there. I haven't, but that was my fault. I came back onto the track in a dangerous fashion and have bumped Alex Albon there. And there is a safety car. We have a safety car. I've got a 5-second time penalty. That's fair. I deserve that. And I'm not going to flashback. I deserve that penalty. Oh, man. I am so sorry, Alex Albon. So sorry. Wasn't concentrating properly. Was too busy flashing back and looking at Sebastian Vettel. Made the mistake coming through the second Lesmo. And I've completely ballsed that up. That is absolutely my fault. Thanks for the follow, Dan.
Okay, let's get ready to go
There you
racing
go,
again.
safety car in
The
this lap.
safety car is in this lap. When
It
the
does
field
mean that we'll have to go another
accelerates,
2
there is no
laps
overtaking until the green flags.
before DRS is
Safety
back.
car in this lap.
Before DRS is available. So Valtteri Bottas is effectively the new safety car now. He's leading us round the final turn. And whack it into standard. And when Valtteri goes, the rest of us go. Just got to time it right.
Green flag.
Green flag racing. We're on the way again. Here we go. Lap 5 of the Italian Grand Prix. Oh, Carlos Sainz went for a move on Gasly or to defend against me. I'm not sure which. And we've taken Gasly and forced... Oh, sorry, taken Sainz and forced Gasly wide as well. So we're up 2 places now into P12. Do have to bear in mind, though, that we have that time penalty at the end of the Grand Prix. Gasly's closing on me quick. If 3 fighting in front... And that battling has brought us right up with them. Esteban Ocon, my new rival, is flying up in front. He's up in like P8. But the longer that these guys in front fight, the longer we're going to be able to stay with them. Kvyat is now the one falling backwards.
Overtake and burn some of this energy.
Raikkonen's moved himself up into 9th, and Leclerc is going for a move on Kvyat into the Ascari chicane. And gets it done before the first turn. That was very good from Charles Leclerc. Got to be careful there, make sure I manage my overtake button correctly. I only put it on at the right time. Gasly is right up my bum bum. Pushed me off the track there.
Okay, the stewards have
Oh, look at the run on Carlos Sainz.
DRS is now online.
Oh, gone deep, but can we hold it? Yes, we can. Had to go deep to get those 2 positions back, but we made it stick. Now I need to get within a second of Danny Kvyat in front of me to ensure that we get DRS down the main straight next lap. Trying desperately to catch up with Danny Kvyat. I'm peaking out at 216 miles an hour. We're going to go for the move. Oh, ho, ho, I got that all wrong. I got that all wrong. I got that all wrong too.
We've been handed a 3-second penalty
Come
for
on.
obvious corner cutting.
It wasn't obvious corner cutting. I tried. Fuck. The car was going way, way, way too fast there to slow down. I didn't allow for the extra speed that we'd accrued.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag's in front or behind? Oh, engine's gone. Someone's engine's gone. It's Kimi Raikkonen.
No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Kimi's engine is gone. Kimi Raikkonen's out of the Grand Prix. That Ferrari engine letting go on him. Oh,
Okay,
my rear end nearly letting go on me. And that's going to give Gasly a run on me. Oh, thanks for the follow, Wolves. Welcome to the channel, mate. Kimi Raikkonen out the session. Ocon's still up in 9th. My new rival. I've got a run on Danny here. But I've got to be careful under braking. He's going to go defensive, is he? He is. Can affect both of us here, though. Oh, Sainz! Oh, what happened to Carlos Sainz there? Did Carlos just make a mistake? I want to look at that back. What happened to Carlos Sainz there? He just seemed to wobble. He did what Seb did. He did what Seb did, but he kept it together. Carlos Sainz is a better driver than Sebastian Vettel, confirmed. Seb binned that in the wall, lap 1. Sainz held it together. God, dearie me. Mistakes all round for the AI today. And me, for that matter. Does anyone else have a penalty, or is it just me? 5-second time penalty. Oh, Albon has a time penalty for hitting me too. Okay. And then I have my further 3 seconds there. Kvyat got a warning for... They both got a warning for colliding with each other. And then Kimi had mechanical failure. Well, his engine blew up, didn't it? We saw it. Dearie me. Wow, what an eventful Grand Prix so far. Oh, I've gone so deep there. Going to be pitting in 3 laps' time, wasn't it? Lap 17. We should get Carlos. He's going to go defensive. And he swung on me. I've had to go very deep.
Brilliant. Nice move.
I mean, you guys tell me, did Carlos Sainz move in the braking zone there? He moves, makes one move right, and then moves left again. He moves right. He moves right here to go defensive, and then moves left again in the braking zone. That was dangerous driving. Thankfully, we've gotten past him. We're into the points. Esteban Ocon, he said he was the easiest... He was the easiest opponent for me, rival-wise, but running P8 right now. I knew I should have picked Pierre Gasly again. Daniel. Oh, piss off. Daniel's in the pits as well. Daniel's in the pits as well. Oh, this will be where we serve our penalties. This will be where we serve our penalties. It won't be at the end of the Grand Prix. We'll serve them in the pit stop now. So we're going to have to sit and wait for 8 seconds before the team can start doing anything to the car, which is going to be... At least it gives us the rest of the race to make up the lost time. But it's going to kill us for the time being. We only served one. We only served the 5-second penalty there.
Okay, you only have to stop once now. 1 stop left.
We only served one of the penalties there. So I presume either it's forgotten about the 3-second penalty, or I'll serve that next stop. It should have just done them all together, shouldn't it? Three-second one will be in the second pit stop or added to the time of the end. Thank you, Dan. Do you think Vettel will be at Racing Point next season? Well, it'll be Aston Martin Racing next season, and I'm not sure if Seb will be there or not. You can't see Lance dropping his son, but at the same time, Sergio Perez gets them so much revenue from advertisers.
We're at +1 lap with extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
Haymar's going to be difficult to get past, or feisty at least to get past. Got the inside line though. Better traction and we're through. Points are still a possibility, I think. Points is still a possibility.
We're trailing our teammate by 10.1 seconds.
We're on past Max Verstappen in the pits now. So Verstappen went really long on that first set of softs. He might be one stopping. Verstappen might well be one stopping. Be a hell of a job, but he could well do it. He can do 22 laps on a set of softs. He can definitely do 30 laps on a set of mediums and save a pit stop. Kvyat is easy meat. Easy meat. And we're past Ocon as well. But they must be one stopping. They've gone so long on that one set of softs, so they have to be one stopping. So now we need a safety car really to bring us back into contention. We're up in the points, but we have to stop again, and a number of those around us don't. They're having a real fight, these two, aren't they? Got a great seat to watch it all unfold, but we can't quite find ourselves in a position to get involved yet. Maybe. Oh, I thought about sticking up the inside of Carlos Sainz. Make him bump wide on the curb, and we're through. We're taking Carlos. Up into P9. Ricardo was a long way down the road. Although, to be fair, when we came out of the pits, it was 5.3. It's now 4.8. So we have actually, oh god, we have actually closed on Daniel a little bit throughout the course of this stint.
We're approaching the pit window.
Someone just is in the pits. Oh, it's Ricardo. Ricardo's in the pits. We're pitting in 2 laps' time. Ocon's having a go at Sainz now. Hopefully those two keep fighting and just They coursed each other time. Hopefully they just cost each other time. We dropped to over a second behind Lance and myself now. Giovinazzi is flying. That Alfa Romeo is such a good car in this save. Shame for his and Kimi's sake. It's an absolute monster in real life. Giovinazzi's in the pits as well. We're up to P7.
In this lap.
Pitting this lap
Now.
from hopefully what will be P6. As we take Lance Stroll. Seb flying in 4th after his accident earlier. Absolutely flying. You are right. Well spotted, lads. As we come into the pits for our second stop. Oh. I let go of the brake far too soon there. I don't even know why I did that. And Carlos in behind us as well. Carlos in behind us too. And Magnussen in P11. So we might come out of the pits just outside the points.
Go. Exit now.
No!
Racing
Oh my
on the
god.
exit. Complete. Go now.
balls my pit exit. We're now behind Nick De Vries. So we are down in 14th. I absolutely messed my pit exit there though. Thankfully it didn't cost us the position to Sainz, but it will have cost us time. Ricardo 4.7 ahead. Ricardo 4.7 ahead. He's on the same strategy as us. Others in front of us are on more worn mediums than we're on. We're on fresh tyres. We should be able to make a couple of positions here. And we are going to try and get some points here in Italy today. We did get a safety car earlier on in this race, ADT, yes, for the very first time. De Vries is obviously struggling for traction there. His back end stepped on him a little bit on the way out of that turn. To be fair though, 13th, be 14th when I take him, would still be a good position or good finish for Nick. That was the fastest first sector of the entire Grand Prix so far. From anyone. Purple sector 1. So we do have the pace right now. See you, pal. Bye-bye now. Toodles. We are the lead Chesnoid Racing. Time to close down Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, and then Antonio Giovinazzi, who's currently in 10th. But he's closing on a Alpha Tauri. Actually, Bottas does a 1:21.3. 1.3 seconds faster than anything we've done all Grand Prix. He's now within half a second, Daniel, of Max Verstappen. And Norris and Kimi are the retirements so far. Lando Norris and Kimi Raikkonen and Ricciardo and Verstappen are going for it. You can see them there. Hopefully that gap is going to fall now, provided I can keep my foot in it. 2.6 to Sainz. I need that to go up over 3. I think it's going to be a P13 finish, lads, unless anything drastic happens in the next 10 laps. P13 might be all we can do, but I mean it's still a decent Grand Prix. And if we'd have known or thought about doing the one stop, we might well have been able to finish slightly higher. P6 was where we pit from on our second stop, 2.6 to Verstappen. But we have to bear in mind that if we overtake Max, we are then going to have to open up a 3-second gap over him to finish ahead of him, because we do still have a 3-second time penalty to be added to our overall race time. Yet, considering the 8-second penalty, and considering that we're, on paper, the second worst car on the grid. On paper, we should be finishing 19th and 20th. So if we do end up being able to finish 13th and 15th, then that's a big result for the team. No points, unfortunately, but still a great result. Hopefully Nick can hold on. Gasly actually is in 11th now. Pierre Gasly. Daniel Ricciardo is on the move yet further still, just noticed. And Daniel Ricciardo is now up into the points. In real life, Max was able to make the one-stop work to help him win the 70th anniversary Grand Prix. Here, the one-stop has seen him go from 4th to 12th. Not quite a similar outcome, is it? Well, that was awful. Is Daniel going for it? Keep an eye on the minimap. The red and yellow dot just going into the first chicane. I think Daniel might have gotten the job done. Daniel, no, he hasn't. He hasn't gotten it done. They're fighting so hard, Giovinazzi and Daniel Ricciardo. We're right with Max now, though. We're going to have DRS, provided we can stay with him through this chicane and the Lesmos. Bye, Max. P12. P12 with 3 laps to go. But one would imagine we're not going to open a 3-second gap over Max in 3 laps. Well, to be fair, 4 laps to go. Lap 50 and then 1, 2 and 3. But I mean, if we can open up a 3-second gap over Max, that's a miracle. And P12 would be a wonderful achievement for the team. At a power track where we have a Renault engine. Man, he's not hydrated in this race, you're right. He's not fully sanitised on this occasion, Max Verstappen. Tell you what, up in front of us, that is turning into a hell of a scrap for some points. Lance Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo, Antonio Giovinazzi. I've got DRS, which will help.
This is your final lap of the race.
Final lap of the Grand Prix. Max Verstappen alongside me into the first turn. Pierre Gasly just there. We should hopefully be able to hold on to P12 on track, but we'll finish P13 in the Grand Prix because of our 3-second penalty. But to finish,
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
To finish ahead, Sebastian, wow, after spinning on lap 2, Sebastian Vettel wins the Grand Prix. How is that for a comeback drive? How is that for a comeback drive? And you're right, Sainz is catching. Don't know who was at fault there, really. Max ran wide and just kind of pushed me off the track, I think. Oh, the gap to Sainz is under 3 now. For fuck's sake. Right, all my fuel, all my ERS to try and eke out the last few tenths against Carlos Sainz. I don't think it's going to happen. It's actually going to be P14. No, it gives me 12th. No, it gives me 14th. I was like, hang on a second. Alex Albon, driver of the day, P14. But again, if it weren't for penalties, could have been 12th, could have been 11th without penalties. We'll have a look at the race director and see where we could have finished without 8 seconds worth of penalties. Sebastian Vettel, though, I think he deserves driver of the day. Thank you very much. Spinning out, plumb last until Alex Albon then brought out the safety car with his contact with me, which led to our first penalty. And then wins the Grand Prix. We were 49 points. Oh, it was 1/100th. 49.951, 49.961. 1/100th behind Carlos Sainz. But with 8 seconds less penalty, we would have finished 11th. We would not have got points without our penalty, so I'm not too concerned. We would have been close to Giovinazzi. We would have been very close to Giovinazzi, but it would have been P11. It would have been P11. Nick finishes in 16th. And yeah, Lando and Kimi the only DNFs. Oh, frustrating, but last lap Carlos indeed. Hell of a run from him. But still a very good Grand Prix for us, penalties aside. Nimble and light will improve the chassis department's morale to try and ensure that that part goes through. Couldn't do this without a great team behind me, is what we'll say.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
None of us want to be the person to back down. These things happen. That's obviously reference to me hitting Alex Albon. But yeah, P19 to P14 is still decent. And to be fair, it could have been P19 to P11, which would have been a hell of a Grand Prix. Unfortunately, Esteban Ocon was phenomenal at Monza, so it wasn't to be a rivalry that we were going to get ahead on there. Unfortunately, only the one sponsor criteria met, but we still get some money. Thank you for the bits as well, by the way, Martin. I appreciate that very much indeed. Thank you, mate. 1,414 bits. Thank you, Twisted Drum, Ronnie Jones, P23, Tom, and Benji Jump for the follows as well. Next up is Singapore, and we should be getting the rear wing upper flap hopefully passed for that. So let's see what we can do here. Aero department focus. I don't want to negatively affect the morale anywhere else. Simulator training, sponsor event factory tour, sponsor advertisement, driver promotion, filming. How many days have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 days. I'll do the sponsor. We'll do the driver promotion. Actually, I'll do this. Let me remove that. We'll do the sim. Do the sim and then that one. Right. Hopefully our parts will pass on the way to. Which they have not. Our parts have not passed on the way to the Singapore Grand Prix, meaning... Oh, the aerodynamics upgrade has. So something upgraded on aero, but the chassis... Was it the chassis? Oh, no, it was the other aero failed. Ugh, that's really, really, really annoying. We'll do it again, though, just to make sure it passes. So we'll get that soon. We've got one aero upgrade. But we're still, on paper, the second worst team. And Singapore is not a strong track for me at all. Singapore is not a strong circuit for me. So we will go to the race weekend and save it there. Thank you very much for watching the YouTube video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. It was a rather eventful race. First time we've seen a safety car as well. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. Follow the link in the description to my Twitch and to my Twitter so you don't miss out on streams and any further interaction I have with you guys over the course of a week or so. We have a dry to wet to dry race in Singapore. Dry to wet to dry race. Yuck.